I just caught my first ever snared red fox. This morning we had this big old male waiting for me here at the snare. So I'm going to do a couple more and see if I'm going to head on up the line here and see if we got anything else. Good day on the line. First ever red fox in a snare. Very cool. Red fox in the loop with a cable restraint in Pennsylvania. And that cable, it's pretty twisted up, it's pretty shot. So one of the things I don't like about cable restraints is they're good for about one catch. You think we'll catch a big red fox?
I don't know what we'll catch, but I have faith we'll catch something. Although I really do want to catch a big possum.
What's your favorite part about trapping?
I like two things. One, spending time with family. Two, getting to earn money.
A raccoon track, not trap. And I found it all by myself without anybody helping me.
Edit this part out, Daddy. How do I?
Pennsylvania, entanglement is probably the #1 most difficult thing about cable restraint. Entanglement is actually a really good tool if you're a snaring guy, because the entanglement helps to snare and dispatch the animal faster. And that's what they're trying to avoid in Pennsylvania. They'd rather you restrain it until you get there and personally dispatch the animal. And down here, I was looking along the trail here, and I found this trail, and then right here, this little poop, got hair in it. I suspect that's a fox. And a nice little bottleneck here. So if they're running the very edge of this field, which they often do, looking for the little critters that live right in the edge, like rabbits, these paths are just going to happen. They're going to beat them down, and if you keep your eye open on these edges, you'll find them. All right, so there it is. Pennsylvania red fox, snared. Now this is a male. He looks a little vocal. Now you'll notice that snare is caught back around the hips, and that's because we have coyote in the area. And so I'm setting my loops a little large, and I'll have to check to see, but I hope I don't have fur damage there. I'm going to get him dispatched here, and we'll see what he looks like. I do set for coyotes, and so my loop's a little big. So sometimes with these cable restraints, if you're snaring for coyote, you can expect to sometimes catch a fox a little far back on the hips. And you can see the damage to the fur right back here, right at the top of the leg. It's low on the pelt, so I'll go ahead and stretch it up. It's just this last little bit right there. And hopefully they don't dock me too much on it. But one thing about cable restraint you learn pretty fast if you're not familiar is your restraints are really they're good for about one catch. But that's all right. Use a quick release on your ground anchor. Pop off the old worn out one. Make sure you're tagged. Stay legal, guys. And put on the new one. It's worth mentioning a trick my dad had showed me when I was starting to trap. All this debris right here, as he did that catch circle, it's the same thing with a foothold. Right next to your anchor, you're going to have a pile of this stuff just bunched in around your trap. You're probably familiar if you've done any trapping. it's got a little bits of hair in it and probably some poop and pee and all that stuff. Anyways, this is what I would call active dirt. I know it's not dirt, but if you're out in a field, and it's the same thing if there's clumps of dirt there, it's activated dirt, or in this case, activated grass and weeds and debris. This just smells like a fox. So if you take a bucket with you out into the field with you, and when you do have a catch, take that, bunch it up, stick it in a bucket, and when you go out to make another set in another field or over on the other side, take a handful of it, there's my wire, take a handful of it and just sprinkle it around where you're trapping. And instantly you've created a mock catch circle. And most trappers know that catch circles, if you catch one fox in a set, that's your best set for the next catch. Because they're attracted to the scent of the other fox that was caught there.
It's like springtime. It's a little bit windy, but all we have to we only have to put on our little jackets. Derek put on his winter jacket. I don't know why.
The great thing about Pennsylvania trapping is it kind of carries you through the ugly part of the year. So right at the end of the trapping season, usually the weather breaks like this and it gets nice. And it carries you right into turkey hunting, trout season. And you know, the lakes are frozen off. Yeah, spring just starts right whenever the trapping season ends. So here we are. We're pulling all sets, and that's the end of it. And no crying this year. So it's not a sad thing. Doing cable restraint in Pennsylvania the right way does yield you some results.